Hey Andrew,
What?
are they pirates or are they Vikings?
Yes. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. It is Andrew the Collector here with both Vikings / Pirates. This is probably the most interesting combination of, like, what would you call it?
Sea bears.
Sea bears.
Sea bears.
Because they're
Sea
Vikings, but their text and their lore is pirate-based. So,
Their ships are Vikings, but their lords themselves are pirates.
I don't get it. But
Assassin's Creed Valhalla in a nutshell.
essentially. But all joking aside, this deck is actually really busted. It's probably one of those decks to, if you look at Konami's history with decks and archetypes, there has always been a consistent part of it to where it's really good, and then there's one part that's complete shit. This one, it's been consistently good. Like every single Plunder Patrol card, you realistically can play at least one of copy of every card that's been released for it so far in the deck, which is not something you can say about a lot of, like 90% of the decks you see nowadays, because a lot of them are they used as engines, are they used or can be played as pure or what have you. But I really like Plunder Patrol as
Orcust.
Yes.
Well, Orcust.
How many decks or engines have they got banned or limited?
Back to the profile.
Anyway, so enough talk. Let me just get into why it's so good.
And the next set will be bust.
They're broken.
So for our starters, we have 3 of Whitebeard, the Helm, 3 Redbeard, the Matey, 3 Bluebeard, and 3 Golden Hair.
I'm from Georgia.
The main idea of Plunder Patrols is that they use their effects to cheat out the Plunder Patrol monsters from the extra deck. So Whitebeard and Redbeard share the same effect that during your opponent's turn, you can special summon a monster out from your extra deck that shares the same attribute as one monster that they control or in their graveyard, which we'll get to when we get into the extra deck. Redbeard's sole effect is that when he's sent from the hand or monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon him as an equipped spell to one of your Plunder Patrol monsters. Whitebeard effect is that he can special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your deck to your graveyard, if he's sent from the hand or from the field. So yeah, these are your main monsters. Then Bluebeard, his effect is that if you control a Plunder Patrol monster, you can special summon him from your hand. And his second effect is that if it's sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can discard a card and then draw a card. But Golden Hair, I believe, is probably the best main deck monster, mainly because she can special summon herself from the hand by discarding a Plunder Patrol card, or from the graveyard by simply discarding a card. She's literally just a one card Bluebeard, which I'll show you when we get to the extra deck. But her and Whitebeard are also both tuners, which can set up for your Exceeds plays or Synchro plays. But yeah, you want to run 3 of each Plunder Patrol monster. So far, these are the only main deck Plunder Patrol monsters until Lightning Overdrive when we get Raven. When Raven comes in, it's just going to make the deck even more broken than it already is, and that's saying something.
Tier 1 potential, my friends.
So, next up, 3 of the big forehead saltwater bath baby.
The bath salt baby.
The demon child herself, as Jarek likes to calls it. Run 3. You don't. She's probably one of the best hand traps, or you can replace her with Droll if you're worried about Dragon Link plays. And then 2 Nibiru. Again, Nibiru is good in this format because of Dragon Link and combo heavy decks, like Prank Kids. But giving your opponent a high token isn't going to necessarily be the problem anymore, which I'll get to when I explain the extra deck. Now off to the spells. We have 4 Plunder Patrol Shipyard again, there's the pirate side of it. This is probably one of the most broken field spells in the game. Its first effect is that you discard a card and search any Plunder Patrol card from your deck to your hand. That itself is busted. But its second effect was what makes it even more busted. If it's in the graveyard and you have a Plunder Patrol card that's in the spell and trap zone, you can bounce it back to set this to your side of the field. So it not only searches, but you can also recur it. And obviously the terraforming, because we want to have 4 copies.
I don't have 6 copies, but it's at 1.
And then 3 emblem. Again, you're wanting to max out on all the Plunder Patrol cards that you can because they're that good. Emblem is an equipped spell that gives your Plunder Patrol monsters target protection, as well as extra 500 attack. And its second effect is basically like like Redbeard and Whitebeard, to where you can special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck to your side of the field. Except I think it's but instead of it just being your opponent, it can matter for either graveyard or either field. So it's the best way, but again, the target protection can also be a hindrance. And one thing I forgot to mention is that when you activate their effects to special summon, the monster that is used for it gets equipped. So let's say Whitebeard uses its effect to special summon an extra deck monster, then Whitebeard would get equipped to that monster. Same thing if Emblem was equipped to Whitebeard. Use Emblem's effect on Whitebeard, Whitebeard will be the one getting equipped. So that's a quick combo tutorial, but yeah, Emblem is really good for target protection. The next is 3 Plunder Patrol shipping.
Shipping.
Try saying that
5 times as fast.
5 times as fast, yes. It's the fusion spell card to get out your fusion monster. And its second effect, which is the one you're going to be activating most of all, is you can banish it from your graveyard to equip any Plunder Patrol monster or emblem to a Plunder Patrol monster that you control. A lot of people only run 2 of these, but I disagree, because realistically, this can force your opponent to do at least 2 interruptions. Because you activate it to try and fusion summon your fusion monster, they negate it. Then you activate its graveyard effect, then they might have to negate that too. So you can force out 2 negates with a single card realistically, if you think about it. And then 3 Foolish Burial Goods, because you want to get shipping and Shipyard into the graveyard for recurring, but most of the time you're going to do it on shipping. Two Desires. This is probably the only deck I would consider running 3 Desires, since you run basically 3 of everything in the deck. But in playtesting, there is a few times where I did banish all 3 of my Whitebeards, or all 3 of my Redbeards, or all 3 of a card that I really need. So I decided to cut down to 2, and it's been working out good with 2. But whichever one that you choose. Then 1 Called, and then 1 Monster Reborn for your staples. Now to the traps. 3 Plunder Patrol Booty. This card is insane. It's the card that really makes the deck work well. You activate it by targeting a monster that your opponent controls, choose an attribute, and then special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your graveyard. And like I said, the Plunder Patrol monster's effects to special summon are based on attributes. So you can literally use this to special summon anything that you want, any of the extra deck monsters that you choose or need in that situation. And then 3 Solemn Strike. Now off to what makes this deck shine is the extra deck. 3 Plunder Patrol Morek. This is the best one of the best Plunder Patrol extra deck monsters. Its first effect is that you can discard a card to banish an effect monster your opponent controls. If it's equipped with an equipped card, that effect becomes a quick effect, which most of the time you are equipped. But the thing is that if you hard summon this, if any of your Plunder Patrol cards would be destroyed by battle or by card effects, you can detach material instead, and you can do that. Twice in 1 turn. So if you have this equipped with Emblem and after it's been hard summoned, I guarantee you that Eldritch Zodiac decks and Shadal monsters on Shadal decks cannot deal with this single card. Because let's say that they activate Conquistador and then and special summon Golden Lord. I'll just banish the Golden Lord so that way his Conquistador doesn't get off. And even if he did, I can protect this from Conquistador. And when it's equipped with Emblem, he can't use the Eldritch's hand effect to send it to the graveyard because it can't be targeted. And if you go against Shadal's and you use his banish effect to just keep banishing their Anki or their Winda or their Construct, they won't get their resources back and you'll just drain them dry. So yeah, this is probably the heart and soul of the deck is right here. Most of the time you will be summoning this off of like Whitebeard or Blackbeard's effects. But if you have a chance to hard summon this, go for the hard summon, especially if you have Emblem in your hand, because I guarantee you, your opponent's going to have a hard time. Then 3 of the Lease. Its first effect is it's a monster negation. And its second effect is that during the main phase, you can special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your spell and trap zone to your side of the field. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is I'll get into it in a minute, but yeah, it's really good. And then 3, Brawn. Brawn is basically like Morek, except it banishes spell and trap cards. And all other fiend monsters on the field, by the way, all the Plunder Patrol monsters are fiend for some reason, gain an extra 500 attack. So you can just keep boosting up your monsters. Because another thing I actually forgot, I can't believe, is Shipyard. All your Plunder Patrol monsters gain 500 attack for every Plunder Patrol spell card in your spell and trap zone. So you can realistically give your ships up to 3,000 extra attack, which can get pretty big. And yeah, like I said, with all these monster effects, if they're equipped, all their banishing and negations become quick effects. And then Blackbeard. Yeah, it's insane. He's basically a quick effect for either player's turn as Whitebeard and Redbeard to special summon a Morek, except you can target any Plunder Patrol monster that you control. So if you have Whitebeard, you can use his effect for Whitebeard to special summon him out, and you get a draw from it. There have been a few times where I only have Blackbeard and Booty on the field, and I just keep plussing off of it. Like for instance, if you use Blackbeard's effect to get out Lease, draw a card off of it, and just stall out your opponent. And during the end of your turn, use his effect to at the end of the turn, use his effect to special summon out Blackbeard. Then during next turn, use his effect to get out another Plunder Patrol monster, whichever you need. Draw a card. Use Lisa's effect again to special summon him out, and just keep plussing off of that. Just wear your opponent down as much as you can.
It's insane.
And then one effect that all 3 of these Plunder Patrol cards share is in the same effect, after you banish or negate or banish a monster, you can search out any Plunder Patrol card. Lee searches out any Plunder Patrol card, Morek searches out any Plunder Patrol spell or trap, and Bronze searches out any Plunder Patrol monster. So let's say you use Bronze effect to banish a spell card they control. Within the same effect, you search out any monster. Morek, you banish any monster, you search out any spell. But do be careful that those effects can get ashed. So one ash can really hurt, but even still, this deck really knows how to play the grind game super well.
Where's the win attribute one? They don't have one yet.
Then for our synchros, White Aura Whale and Dragite. Aura Whale is where you don't have to really worry about the Nibiru token gain that you get out on their field to being too big, because you summon out an attack position. You special out, let's see. There she is. You normal out Golden Hair, and then you special summon out Bluebeard. You synchro into White Aura Whale, and boom, there you go. And then this can, and depending on what board they have, this can easily take care of certain Dragon Link boards. And then Drag Guy is there as another going first turn if you can make it. And then one Almirage, which should be an honorary Plunder Patrol card because it literally makes Golden Hair a 1-card Blackbeard. Because you normal out Golden Hair, link away for Almirage, use Golden Hair's effect, discard your special, and then link into your Blackbeard. And then just go from there. And that is it for the Plunder Patrol decks. This deck does have 2 Achilles heels that you need to keep in mind. One, they don't have an Earth attribute or Wind attribute extra deck monster yet. At least as far as we know. That's where Booty and Emblem come out because even though that they work really, really well, it's not enough sometimes. Because you are missing those wind and earth. Because the Barrier Statue Tri-Brigade matchup is probably your worst matchup. Because they get Barrier Statue out on you, you're gonna have a hard time. Which is why if you want to side deck Kaijus or even Lava Golem, you can. But just keep that in mind. And its second Achilles heel is that it's highly it really works on what your opponent does or what your opponent has. So unless your opponent has a lot of stuff that you can utilize, it's not going to be as fun or as interactive as it can be. Because combo decks, if they set up a big combo heavy break my board deck, even if you can get through a lot of it, it still may not be enough. But again, I had a lot of fun with this deck. Eldritch and Shadal's have a really hard time, especially if you can get out more. So I just hope you guys will have fun with the deck. And please, can someone please explain to me why they're Vikings with pirate lore? That I just don't get. But anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, check out our Patreon, and we will catch you guys later.